lived in Willimantic pretty much all of my life. My mother was born in Willimantic. I believe my father was as well. We didn't live far from Main Street, just on Jackson Street is where I grew up, literally just a few blocks from American Thread. My grandparents on my mother's side were from Canada. My grandfather moved from Canada to Providence, and then while he was living in Providence, people from American Thread had come to search for people to come and work at their mills because there had been a union there and they were replacing the union workers. My grandfather worked in what they call the dye house, and it was in one of the bigger mills, and they always worked on the top floor, and it was very, very, very hot. And they actually had to walk on boards, otherwise the soles of their shoes would melt onto the floor. They always wore shorts and tank tops all year round because it was so hot there. I can remember going by there, like in the summertime, the windows would be open and you could hear the machines running. American Thread had a building where you could just go and buy their yarn, and they had patterns and books and things where you could purchase stuff, and it was very busy and people came from all over the place to purchase that. And all my aunts and my mother knitted beautiful sweaters with designs and everything. She was very, very good knitter. Most of my aunts knitted. A couple of them didn't knit, but they crocheted. So, and just about everybody in my family, women, either knitted or crocheted, and just about all of them sewed. Most of my aunts and my mother as well was passed on to all of us girls, so we all did something, either some type of needlework or knitted or crocheted, or I quilt, so it's all still pretty much in the family. When you were growing up, that's what people did. You made things, for people's birthdays or special occasions, or baby showers. People would make the baby sweaters and the hats and that type of thing. It was just very common, and I have a number of things from my daughter from when, she was small and she was a baby that friends and family have made, and I still have them today. It's changed a lot. The Main Street isn't what it used to be either. When American Thread was here, it employed a lot of people. I started there in about 76, 77, and I started as, now they call data entry operators. At the time they used to call them key punch operators. And they ran 2 shifts of people. There was maybe 6 people that worked on each shift, and we would enter the tickets from the people that did the piecework, and whatever they did for that day, that's what was entered, and that's how they were paid. After that, I worked in the computer room as a computer operator, and actually the Willimantic mill, it was the headquarters for the entire company. So they would process all of the payroll and everything for all the other sites in the US, and I think there was one overseas. So everything was sent to us, we processed it, and was sent back to each location. There are numerous buildings, and if you ever asked anybody, they would never say, "What do you do?" They'd say, "Oh, what building are you at?" That's how everyone knew what they did. I was working second shift, and I kind of knew something was up. By the way, they knew because they asked me to come in earlier than my shift, and there was absolutely no warning about it. They had laid off a lot of people, and it was just that one day, and people were coming into work. They weren't allowed to go to their desk to get any of their personal belongings or anything, and they were asked to meet at, at a certain room, and they told them that they were being laid off. And there were people that had worked there all their lives, like 30, 35 years. It was very sad.